The name of this controversial figure is known to many. Since the mid-18th century, the shadow of dubious deeds has loomed over Donatien Alphonse François de Sade. He faced numerous accusations throughout his life, but there's one lesser-known charge: the appropriation of a noble title. The truth is, the Frenchman could not rightfully call himself a marquis. The de Sade family was often regarded as storytellers. They seriously claimed to be related to the famous Laura immortalized by the poet Petrarch. This belief stemmed from the similarity of names. Laura de Noailles, who became the wife of Count Hugo de Sade in the early 14th century, was the same name as the enchanting lady who caught the Italian's eye. Unfortunately for the family, they could never provide evidence of their lineage from that Laura. Donatien's father also enjoyed spinning tales. He served as an ambassador in Russia, represented the Cologne elector at court, and frequently visited Versailles. The family maintained close ties with one branch of the royal house, the Bourbon Condés, and they were indeed related to these princes. On his mother's side, Donatien belonged to the Malebris family, which had a rather unfortunate reputation in terms of genetics. A century earlier, the family's lineage had been tainted by a connection to Cardinal Richelieu. Donatien's aunt, the beautiful Nicole, married a marshal of France, Urbain de Malebris. It soon became apparent that she suffered from bouts of madness, convinced that she was made of glass and could shatter at any moment. The marshal had to hire doctors to watch over her day and night. Donatien's own daughter, Claire Clemence, married Prince Condé, passing on the seeds of madness to that family. Since then, both the Condé princes and the Malebris dynasty have seen their share of eccentric characters. One young prince even barked like a dog and suffered from paranoia. Many experts have commented on the mental state of Donatien Alphonse François de Sade throughout his life. Donatien's grandfather held the title of Marquis, while his father was a mere count, a rank below Marquis. The family could pass down titles by inheritance, but lawyers found no trace of documents to support this claim. When Donatien ended up in the Bastille, he was registered under an illegal title simply because that's how he introduced himself. His first work was signed Marquis de Sade, and under this name, he entered history, or rather, became embroiled in it, as he constantly found himself in the most scandalous adventures. He spent over 20 years in prison, was even sentenced to death, and ultimately ended his days in a psychiatric clinic in Charenton, near Paris. Yet he never expressed regret. In a letter from the Bastille to his family, he famously wrote, "Is my way of thinking not to be approved? Well, what do I care? It is madness to repeat the thoughts of others." Throughout his life, Donatien stubbornly signed his non-existent title. At one point, he even took on another title while traveling through Italy, calling himself Count de Mazin. Interestingly, towards the end of his life, he decided to simplify things. He shed both his title and the noble de prefix. After the revolution, he introduced himself simply as Citizen Sade. However, in his very last document, his death certificate, he was recorded as a count. No mention of Marquis.